Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Kevin. Playing football has always been my greatest passion. I couldn't stop juggling the ball even inside the house. I was in the living room, fully absorbed in the game, when suddenly the door opened. Kevin, how many times have I told you to play in the yard? You're going to break something. My father's voice rang out sharply. Okay, Dad, I'm sorry, I muttered, lowering my head. But as soon as my father turned and walked away, I started juggling the ball again. Things quickly went out of control. The ball slipped from my foot and hit the wedding photo of my parents hanging on the wall. The frame fell to the floor, but luckily the glass didn't shatter. As I bent down to put the photo back, my eye caught a small round button on the wall. Curiosity got the better of me. I pressed it, and suddenly a hidden compartment with a digital keypad appeared before me. I had no idea what I had just discovered, but things were about to get even more interesting. Inside, I saw a document. Money barely caught my attention. Instinctively, my hand reached for the document. I froze when I saw my baby photo on it, but the name below wasn't mine. I couldn't understand what it meant. I took a photo of the document with my phone, quietly closed the compartment, and returned everything to its place. The next morning, instead of going to school, I headed to the hospital mentioned in the document. At the reception, I showed the paper and said, "Hello, I would like information about this baby." The woman looked carefully at my face. "Is this you?" she asked. "No, that's my cousin," I quickly lied. "I need to know the birth time. I'm preparing a surprise for them." She shrugged. "Wait a moment," she said, and went inside. A few minutes later, she returned with a serious expression. "According to the records, your cousin passed away a few hours after birth." I was stunned. "But she's alive," I protested. Squinting, she replied, "Unfortunately, the baby was stillborn." I asked, clinging to hope, "Can I at least have their family's address?" She hesitated for a moment, then scribbled something on a piece of paper and handed it to me. I froze when I saw the address. It wasn't our home. A cold feeling ran through me. If the baby in the document was really me, then the family I had been living with wasn't my real family. When I arrived at the hospital address, I took a few deep breaths before knocking. Seeing the woman who answered, I froze for a moment. Our hair color and nose shape were strikingly similar. "Hello," I said politely. "Hello, young man, how can I help you?" she asked, smiling. I quickly made up an excuse. "We just moved into the building. My mom is making cookies, but we ran out of flour. Can we borrow some?" She nodded and smiled. So many new people move in these days, we're not surprised anymore. "Come in, I'll give you fresh cookies and some flour." I hesitated, then went inside. While tasting the cookies in the living room, I asked, "Have you lived here long?" "Yes," she said, eyes misty with memories. "Over 20 years." I hesitated, then asked, "Did you have a child?" Her eyes filled with tears. "I did, but I lost him a few hours after birth," she said, taking a deep breath. "Then I lost my husband and I was left alone." A silence fell over the room. She noticed the cookies were almost gone. "Would you like some more?" she asked. "Very good," I said hesitantly. "I could have a little more." As she smiled and went to the kitchen, I carefully examined the corner of the sofa. My eyes landed on a single hair. I put it in a small plastic bag I had with me. That evening, I researched online whether a DNA test could be done with hair and found a company that could. The next morning, I went to the lab with two plastic bags, one with my hair, the other with the woman's hair. A friendly gentleman greeted me. "Hello, I want to do a DNA test," I said. "Of course, what do you have?" He asked politely. I handed over the two small bags. "I want to see if these DNA samples match." "Certainly, results will be ready in 24 hours, he said calmly. "How much does it cost?" I asked. $1,000, he replied. Fortunately, I had just enough saved. I thanked him and left, anxiously waiting. That evening, during dinner, my mother asked, watching me closely, "Kevin, are you okay? You seem distracted lately." I forced a smile. "I'm fine, Mom, just busy with school." My father raised an eyebrow and smirked. "I notice you haven't been playing ball at home. Are you up to something?" I muttered without thinking, "Sometimes I don't even feel like I belong in this family." The words slipped out before I could stop them. My mother's eyes filled with tears. "How can you say that? We're your family. Everyone has hard times." My father added, "Yes, son, don't fill your head with nonsense." I tried to recover. "It's nothing, Dad, just exam stress." But the tension couldn't be undone. My mother stood and hugged me, tears flowing. The embrace felt so genuine. Could a stepmother have ever hugged me like this? I looked at them, feeling like a stranger at their table. I didn't resemble either of them, but the woman at the hospital, her features, did I look like her? Or was I just confused? The next day I went straight to the DNA testing center after school. My heart pounded as I waited. Finally, a staff member approached with an envelope. "Hello, Kevin," he said calmly. "Results?" I asked, trembling. "Both hair samples are a match," he said. I froze. "What does that mean?" He calmly explained, "One sample could be the mother S, the other the child S." The world collapsed around me. I struggled to breathe. I was adopted. My life had been built on a lie far bigger than I ever imagined. I went home, tears in my eyes, holding the envelope. My mother was in the kitchen. Seeing me like that, she panicked. "Kevin, what happened?" she asked. Silently, I handed her the envelope. "This proves you've been lying to me all these years." She opened it in shock. "Kevin, it only says the DNA matches." "What do you mean?" I shouted, unable to hold back tears. "I'm not your child. My real family is someone else." My mother cried. "What are you saying? DNA, mother, none of this makes sense." My father came into the room. "Kevin, your mother had no part in this. She didn't know." My mother, tears streaming, turned to him. "Hakan, what do you mean?" He took a deep breath. "On the day you gave birth, things went wrong. We lost our baby. You were having a severe crisis. I was alone. A nurse approached me and offered a solution if I had the money. So we placed another baby, Kevin, you instead. I'm sorry, she is not our biological child." Anger surged inside me. "I'm done calling you dad. Everything until now, you're a stranger to me," I yelled, turning my back. "Get out of this house." Hakan left slowly. My mother collapsed to the floor. I ran to her, hugging her through my tears. "No matter what, you're my mom. True love is earned and we both know it," I whispered. We cried together. After my father's arrest and the nurse's collaboration uncovered, they were jailed. Soon after, my mother divorced him. My life took a completely new path. Now I had two mothers, the one who raised me during the week and my biological mother on weekends. One day, while with my real mother, she turned to me and said, "Kevin, I want to ask you something. Would you like to live here with your stepmother too?" My eyes filled with tears. "If she agrees, why not?" And so, now the three of us live together. Both mothers cook delicious meals and bake cookies for me. Life, despite all its challenges, has become beautiful. Take care of yourselves and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you soon.